Welcome to episode 5 of Decks of Chris's Path, a video series where I talk about old decks that I've built. Today I'm going to be talking about Kamahl, Pit Fighter. Kamahl Pit Fighter is a 6 CMC 6/1 with haste that says, tap him, deal 3 damage to target creature or player. I believe this has been errated to just any target now that Planeswalkers are a thing. So the insight or the reason for building the deck was that I was trying to get outside of my comfort zone. Green is my comfort color. For the most part, I'm still a green player in heart. And I figured red seems like a good just way to go. Now the main strategy was that I figured math was for blockers and for attackers, but direct damage, that was the big brain play. I had a lot of burn spells, I had a lot of damage doublers, so I could ping down my opponents real fast. Let's talk about some of the pros of the deck. If I had my damage doublers out, it felt good to just be able to tap, unalive something, tap, unalive something, tap, deal 6 to 12 damage. It felt really good to just be able to control the board or control people by just going boop, boop, you know? Now let's talk about cons or some of the reasons why I took the deck apart. I really had no way of finishing the match. Yeah, it was kind of cool to be able to do that, but like I ran out of gas real fast, and since it was single target, I would have had to hyper focus on one person, and that was it. I ended up taking the deck apart because the 6 CMC was just too heavy, especially since red doesn't have ramp, and the only mana doublers was things like Extraplanar Lens and Gauntlet of Power. So it was just kind of slow. Plus, also it being a 6/1 kind of sucked. A 6/1 for 6 CMC, I couldn't even use it as a big body blocker. So like, I did not want to just be like, alright, cool, I'm just going to put it in front, because it would automatically die. And like, once it died a couple of times, it felt really bad having to pay 10, 12, 14 mana to like bring out my commander for what? For it to live maybe like another turn or two, and then it dies again? Would I rebuild the deck? Nope, I would not. Do I think that if I were to build it today with the card pool that we have today, would it be a better deck? Yes, I think that there's a lot more answers and a lot of different things you can do with red now comparatively to what it was doing 10, 15 years ago, but it would still be a turd. You could put a bow on a turd, but it still would be a turd. That's the unfortunate thing. It's too costly for what it does, and it doesn't really do enough. Now, if it were to do it to every opponent, yeah, maybe, but it doesn't. Now, would I build something similar to that? Yeah, I think that I could build something that would have kind of the spirit of it, where I would have a lot of double damage doublers and things like that, but a lot of direct damage. Something like Black Vault of Waltz number 8 would be something that I can think of that I would build, but that would be kind of it. So yeah, so I want to say thank you for joining me. If you made it all the way to the end, I would appreciate a comment, maybe your thoughts on it, on this video, maybe suggestions would be appreciated. And you know, here's a preview for the next week. Next week I will be talking about Una, Queen of the Fae. I built that deck for my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I'm excited to talk about it. So yeah, thank you for joining me.